Today's lesson. Today we are going to look at sequence and series under the subtopic arithmetic progression, a question that was done in the year 2001, paper 2, question number 19. We are told the nth term of a sequence is given by 2n plus 3. Write down the first four terms of the sequence. This question is very simple. Very simple. Let us look at the solution. We have the general equation for the sequence, that is 2n plus 3. So if we need the first term, it means n is 1. So we are going to have 2, we multiply by n being 1, we add 3, and this one is going to be equal to 5. For the second term, we will have 2 into n, and we know when we talk about the second term, n is 2, so we multiply by 2 when we add 3. This one is going to be 4 plus 3, which is 7. We talk about the third term, where n is 3, so we are going to have 2. We multiply by n, which is 3. We add 3. This one is going to give us 6 plus 3, which is 9. And the fourth term is going to be equal into 2, that is 2 into 4 plus 3, which is going to give us this is 8 plus 3, giving us 11. So if we were to write down the first four terms, these terms would be 5, 7, 9, and 11 respectively. Remember to subscribe to the channel, and in case you have questions regarding this particular section, kindly interact with us in the comment section, and we shall be glad to address your concerns accordingly. Part B, find the sum of the first 50 terms of the sequence. In this case, to get the sum of any terms, we know we use n divided by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1. We multiply everything by d. We know we are looking for the sum of 50 terms. This one is going to be equal to n is 50 divided by 2, you get 25 into, we have 2 times a. We know the first term in this case is 5, that is our a, so we are going to have 2 times 5, which is 10, plus we have n as 50, so 50 minus 1, you get 49. We multiply by the common difference, that is between 5 and 7, or 7 and 9, or 9 and 11, the difference is 2, and that is our common difference. From here, we are going to have 25 into 10 plus we have 49 times 2, giving us 98. And this one is going to be 25. We multiply by the sum of the bracket, which is 10 plus 98, giving us 108. And if you take 25 times 108, this one is going to be equal to 2,700 as the sum of the first 50 terms of this particular sequence. We move down to part C, and part C reads, show that the sum of the first any terms of the sequence is given by sum of any terms is equal to n squared plus 4n. Hence, or otherwise, find the largest integral value of n such that the sum of any terms is going to be less than 725. This question is basically very simple. We know that the sum of any terms is given by n divided by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. But from what we know is that we don't have the value of n, and that's what we are looking for. So we are going to substitute whatever we have in this particular formula. We know from our part A is that the first term, which is a, is 5, and the common difference is 2. If we have the first term and the common difference, then we can proceed without any problem. N, we don't have it, we divide by 2 into, we have 2 times a, and we know a is 5, so we are going to have 10 plus n is not available, minus 1, we multiply by d, which is 2. So if we move down, we are going to have n divided by 2 into 10 plus, we have 2 times n giving us 2n, then we have minus 1 times 2, you get minus 2. Moving down, we are going to have n divided by 2 into, this is 10 minus 2, which gives us 8, plus 2n. So if you take n divided by 2 times 8, 2 will go to 8 4 times. So if you take 4, you multiply by n, this one will give us 4n. Then n divided by 2 times 2n, 2 and 2 will cancel, such that we are going to have plus n squared plus n squared. And if we rearrange our question properly, we are going to have the sum of any terms being equal to n squared plus 4n, and this is what we were supposed to show. But again, we are supposed to go down and find the largest integral value of n. So to get the value of n, we know n squared plus 4n will give us a sum less than 725. If we bring 725 to this other side, we are going to have n squared plus 4n minus 725 being equal to 0. And from here now we can solve it by use of either factorization, or we use quadratic formula method, where our a is going to be equal to 1, b is 4, and our c is going to be minus 725. And we know, since we are looking for the value of n is going to be equal to minus b plus or minus into b squared minus 4ac, everything divided by 2a. From here we substitute. We are going to have minus b, which is 4. So we have minus 4 plus or minus square root of b squared. Remember, b is 4, so 4 squared is 16, minus, we have 4 times a, which is 1, times c. So 4 times 1 times c will give us minus, c is 725 negative times 4, giving us 2,900. We have 4 times minus 725, giving us 2,900. But remember, minus will give us a plus, everything divided by 2. This one is going to be negative 4 plus or minus the square root of 29, 16, everything divided by 2. And therefore now our n is going to be equal to minus 4 plus or minus the square root of 2916 will give us 54. Then everything divided by 2. From here, the first value of n is going to be equal to minus 4 plus 54, giving us positive 50 divided by 2. You get 25. So the other value of n is going to be equal to minus 4 minus 54, giving us minus 58 divided by 2. You are going to get negative 29. And since the number of terms cannot be negative, so we are going to ignore negative 29 and take our final answer as positive 25. And that becomes the answer to this particular question. Thank you for watching and welcome to this channel.